everyone, and welcome to another Total War month video, which is another multiplayer replay video of Rome Total War. And what we have today is a rather unique free-for-all. In fact, we had a cool special rule set. It was 3 players in this battle, myself and 2 other people. And the rule was, you could bring any unit you want from any faction, or at least, you pick any faction you want, and then you bring any units you want. But the only rule was, you could only bring 5 units, so you basically had to make every unit count. I went for Gaul because, yeah, I picked my factions at random, by the way, and I just tried to build off that. Not really the best tactic in the world, but I like to play with all factions. I like to experiment. That's the kind of person I am. I'm a very experimental player. But what I had was a front line of chosen swordsmen, and then my rear line was Forester Warband, who are currently hidden in a long grass actually, and then a general's chosen warlord. So I thought, yeah, I've gone for a balanced build, some infantry, some strong archers, and some cavalry. Now we have Armenia over here, and Armenia, being Armenia, brought the inevitable cataphracts, or in this case cataphract archers. 5 units of them, in fact. He just went entirely for cheese spam. So yeah, that you can see, you can already pretty much predict who's going to win this battle. But let's have a look at the other person who was playing as Rome, and as you can see, he only brought 1 unit, as in, yeah, he just brought the general's bodyguard. But in fact, the rest of his army is hidden. So why don't we hit play, and his hand will be revealed as he eventually moves. So I believe the rest of his army was just all urban cohorts, but I won't know until the rest of his army actually gets up and does something. But I knew I was pretty much going to be the weaker of the 3 people in this battle, and I didn't really take that badly because, well, I knew I picked a bad faction anyway, because I just basically leave my fortune up to the Wheel of Fortune, which I just keep on my phone. It just has all the factions preloaded. But I thought, yeah, you know what, I'm still going to make the most of it. I'm going to see how many kills I can get. But the Armenian sensed a very easy target out of me. And I thought, right, well, if he's going to come for me, let's get ready. I've got all my men in loose formation, hyped up my men just to, because I know now, actually, thanks to a lovely commenter, that they give me 10 seconds of bonus attack. So while here I'm kind of wasting it, what I was really doing was I was trying to just keep my morale boosted up against the inevitable arrow fire. Meanwhile, the enemy has actually started moving. His army was just all urban cohorts, so that was something I wasn't going to beat as well. So yeah, I was against 2 enemies that were way out of my league, but I thought, well, I'm still going to make the most of this battle. I have plenty of Forester Warband, so I can basically pick and choose my targets. The enemy didn't even know I had these guys yet, actually, because they were still hidden, so I think the enemy just thought I only brought 3 units. I'm not really sure why units are hidden here anyway, because there's nothing for them to hide on. This is just a very flat map, but whatever. I wasn't going to let that bother me. The enemy was beginning to, well, why do I keep saying it? Well, yes, the Senate was basically running all of their Praetorians, or their urbans to be more precise. They were just running them all over, running after the cavalry archers. Obviously, these guys aren't really going to do a lot unless we can get the cavalry archers pinned down. But the enemy wasn't really being very wise with these guys, because since we were just running across this lovely flat land, and I know the land is flat and all lovely and that, but let's face it, Praetorians are wearing a fair bit of armour, you should say that. And when you go for a big run, and I don't care how fit you are, you're going to work up quite the sweat, and as you can see, it's already taken effect. So the enemy was just beginning to lose their stamina, and the enemy cavalry archers, they just knew exactly what to do. Just keep moving, keep being manoeuvrable, and yeah. And I guess the lesson out of this battle is, I'm already saying that because I only really say it towards the end of the battle, so you can already tell this is a short battle. I mean, the clock already says it anyway. But I just want to say this lesson now while I'm here. I mean, don't worry, this battle actually does get a little bit more interesting, because I really decided that I wasn't going to go for the Armenian. I knew the Armenian had won, so I was just going to play for fun. I was just going to see what I could do. Start pissing off the host, basically, who wants to send it. I just thought, right, get these guys nearby, hype them up. He noticed and he was just going to take this chance, so I thought, yeah, I'm going to lose this engagement. Now he's looking, but hey, you know what, why don't me and the Armenian unofficially work together, because I only thought this battle a week ago, actually, so we weren't really talking in chat. I mean, we were joking with each other, having general friendly banter, but there was no teamwork between us whatsoever. But basically, we basically unofficially ganged up on the host, so yeah. I know it sounds really unfair, but let's face it, he was in the middle of the map, so going in the middle of the map in the FFA is pretty much an open invitation to being gangbanged. My chosen swordsman had lost here, but now I brought my foresters into play, started pinging off against the Romans, and they decided, right, well, to stop me being shot by everyone, by being shot by the Armenians and being shot by the Gauls, let's just make 4 testudos. Now, this is what I like to call a very bad decision, because let's face it, cataphract, 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 cataphract. General's chosen warlord, and well, this guy, but he doesn't count. This is a very tight formation, and what happens when you charge a tight formation? It explodes. I've been on the receiving end of this before. This is how I learned about this, actually. I learned by being on the receiving end, but I thought, right, I'll just move my warlord's cavalry around, keep charging these guys, harass them, make them break their formation, and that basically gave me and the Armenian easy targets, because we could just quickly attack for ones before they reform their formation. I just start getting some easy back shots in them, so yeah. Cavalry can be brilliant for harassing cavalry, and I guess we learned, yeah, because I didn't really say the lesson, did I? But one lesson we can learn is, see a testudo, ram some cavalry into it, it'll break the formation, it might break the Romans up, might knock them off balance, then your archers can resume doing their damage as much as they please, or if you just have an onager, then just throw a fucking onager at the testudo and watch it blow up. Or, the other lesson, the most important lesson which I learned was, yeah, if you're going to pick a faction at random, or even if you purposely picked the Senate and realised that your enemy was playing as Armenia, always think about what your enemy might bring. And yeah, the general got fucking wiped out there,
by your brave warriors.
I honestly don't know if I shot him or if he just fell off his horse when charging me, but yeah, that knocked out the Senate General. That was a big morale penalty for the enemy now, even though urban cohorts have very good morale anyway, so it really doesn't make a difference. But yeah, I still felt happy that I killed the general. I thought, right, now I'm not just a pretty face, now I'm not just a weak person, I'm just, you know, having my fun here. But yeah, I mean, this really applies more to the Senate person than me, because obviously I don't really have a lot of cavalry as Gaul anyway, at least a lot of good choices. But if you are going to fight against someone who is playing as either Armenia, the Seleucids, or Parthia especially, or even Scythia, you need to have something that can counter skirmisher cavalry. You need something like chariots, you need something like strong light cavalry, you need something that can very quickly wipe out the enemy. And at this point, by the way, the Armenian had gotten bored and wanted to win the battle, so he just basically charged all of his units into me. I had no choice but to just charge my forest warbands in. I knew they carried spears as a melee weapon as well, so I wasn't quite sure if they got an anti-cavalry purpose, and I very quickly learned that they didn't, so yeah. That was me wiped out of the battle now, apart from my general's bodyguard. But yeah, when you are in multiplayer, pick whatever faction you like. I mean, I usually pick my factions at random, like I said. But always be wary of what the enemy's bringing, because you can spot some very, very prevalent trends with some factions. And that was me being defeated, by the way. That was just me throwing my general in for a last hurrah.
Your warlord is dead.
Yeah.
How well will his warriors fight without a general's guiding hand?
That was me out, and now it's just down to basically Armenian and Roman. But what you need to figure out is, if you're fighting Armenia, you're going to need a few anti-infantry units or some cavalry to deal with a lot of archers. But you're going to need strong anti-cavalry to deal with the inevitable cataphracts. You're going to need strong anti-skirmisher cav to deal with the cataphract archers. If you're fighting Parthia, you need something that's fast, you need to be keeping loose formations, or you need to be adopting testudos to try and break away and stop the hordes of cavalry archers that you'll be dealing with. Same goes if you're fighting Scythia. Obviously, for Parthia, you need to also be worrying about the cataphracts they'll be bringing. And yeah, if you're fighting Rome, bring lots of anti-infantry units, because you can always guarantee there'll be plenty of urban cohorts, but also bring some strong spears, because there will always be Praetorian cavalry lurking around, most likely. That's just the key to this battle. You just need to constantly think about what the enemy is bringing to the field. And here, clearly, neither me nor the Roman thought from it, hey, hang about, we're fighting an Armenian. He's going to bring cataphracts, isn't he? I mean, in this case, he brought cataphract archers, but yeah, just think about what the enemy brings when you're making your loadout. By all means, experiment. By all means, have fun. That's what I do. I always bring fun and experimental builds. And there's Roman getting gang raped by a million cataphracts. But always, just think in the back of your head, what is my enemy bringing? But yeah, at the end of the day, it was a defeat. I was in clear last place, but not by far. The Roman didn't really have very many more kills than me because, well, yeah, the Armenian pretty much kicked ass. He pretty much kicked all of us to death, and yeah, at the end of the day, not a victory for me. Not my best battle ever. But hey, you know what? I had 68 men remaining. I don't see the Roman leaving with any men, so, you know, I live to fight another day on a campaign map. That doesn't exist, but, yeah. Overall, yeah, my chosen warlord got the most kills, mainly because of my lovely little strikes against the Testudo formations to break them up. And the Forester Warband got a few kills because they were just sat back around pinging away at the enemy. Apart from that, not a really brilliant battle for me, but it did really get me thinking. I need to think harder about countering enemy factions. Now, just so you know, there was a rematch after this, all three of us, and I think another person joined in as well. We decided to have another 5-unit free-for-all, and we changed up the factions we brought. And you can see that tomorrow. See you there, folks.